Phosphates are one of the most important lesser-known nutrients in our world. They are necessary for the molecules of ADP, ATP, DNA, RNA, and phospholipids. Without these molecules, life on Earth would be impossible. That is why we study and learn about the phosphorus cycle and the influences we have upon it. Our story begins in the ground. Phosphorus is too reactive to exist in the atmosphere, so instead it exists in the rocks as either white phosphorus or red phosphorus, where it can't meet other highly reactive elements such as oxygen. However, nature has a different plan for this phosphorus. Erosion from water slowly begins to expose and whisk away the phosphorus. As the phosphorus is taken along by the water, it gets deposited in the soil beneath the water. Eventually, plants take hold in this soil and begin sucking in the phosphorus for use in their cells. However, this plant is a favorite of many insects and is therefore consumed by them. As the insects eat the plant, they too are taking in and using the phosphorus. These insects are then eaten by a bird, which is then eaten by a snake, which then is killed by a disease and consumed by decomposers. All of these animals use the phosphorus at one point. Now that the phosphorus is back in the soil, the cycle can begin anew with plants growing where once lay a snake. As time goes on, this phosphorus will eventually return to its rock form and be ready to begin the whole cycle again. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, the first phosphorus's cousins are undergoing a similar turn of events. They too were just freed from their rocky clutches. However, they were freed by humans who wanted to use them as fertilizer. Some of them, however, did not want to be taken and so ran off into the nearest body of water. The rest of the phosphorus was taken to a nearby farm where it was used on the crops. The crops flourished, but then disaster struck, and on a particularly cloudy day, it began to rain. Much of the phosphorus, unable to hold on, was swept to meet its brothers and sisters in the nearby body of water. The rest, now saddened by the loss of their siblings, were absorbed by the plants on the farm. These plants were then harvested and transported to a nearby city to be consumed. After the humans of the city ate these products, they had to use the restroom. When all the humans used the restroom, their combined sewage was dumped into the nearby body of water to finally rejoin the rest of their family. Meanwhile, the plants in the nearby body of water, such as algae, had been getting to work on a grand plan. For too long, they had been denied the ability to expand widely, so they took it upon themselves to use this phosphorus as a means to expand. And expand they did. In just a few days, the entire body of water was infested with this algae. The algae blocked the sunlight from the plants beneath them, causing them to die and forcing the fish that depended on those plants to starve. After the algae died, decomposers used much of the available oxygen in the body of water to decompose the algae, creating dead zones that neither plants nor fish could exist. The algae's decomposition also released large amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. On top of all of this, some algae and bacteria that use the phosphorus from runoff release toxins that are harmful to humans and other animals, and thus, by disturbing the natural process of the phosphorus cycle, humans caused far more harm than good, even to themselves.